hours.
The Vegas road trip.
And yeah.
With sitting next to Mickie for 3 hours. I wanted to... Yeah, I wanted to...
No, he's that sweet, innocent guy, right? Mickey's the nicest,
Mickie is an instigator. People don't know this, but Mickey's an instigator. You got to watch out for Mickie. Welcome back to Q Up, Team MB's official podcast, where we take you inside the world of esports and gaming with the people who know best. My co-host, Justin Rojas, is not here today. He was out at Anime Expo. So he usually tells you that the episode comes out every Monday and the video component comes out every Wednesday on our YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. Our two guests today are no strangers to the podcast, return guests, two of the hardest working young men in esports. We got Mike Hastr0 and Matt Taylor, GM of the Dallas Fuel. Is that accurate? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. That's me.
COD guy.
Yeah.
Some people know you as the COD guy. Like when we were kicking it in CWL Anaheim, like it was like walking around with a celebrity. Everybody's like, "Hey, Tazmo, what's up, buddy?"
It's because he wasn't there. I'm like mini Mike.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, if you're getting fanned out like this, man, like if Mike's there, they're shutting the bar down.
Yeah. Pretty true. Pretty true. Last time I saw Mike in an event, it was just like you said.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I mean, you get stopped, right?
Oh yeah.
Everywhere you go.
I mean, there are a lot of people in Call of Duty esports that have been around for a long time still. So maybe some of the younger guys who think that Call of Duty esports started like 4 years ago.
Yeah, they're just walking straight past you.
They might not know
like,
who
dude,
I am
get out of my way
as much, but the guys who've been around for like since 2007, those guys always stop me.
You were telling me about, was it Vegas? Where were you with him? You were saying you were at a COD event and you literally got stopped like every 4 seconds, like you couldn't get through the venue.
That was actually at E3 of all things. I think it was. Really? It was E3 Twitch party, and we were just trying to walk through the venue, and we were trying to get a drink, and never got there because Mike got stopped by everybody. It was literally everybody because he hadn't been to an event, E3 or something in a while. And people were just stopping him. So
it has been a while since you had Baby River. How's Baby River doing?
Baby River's great.
Good 4th? Good 4th of July?
Amazing 4th of July.
Right on.
Yeah, she's doing awesome.
So that kind of made you have to take a step back from going to a lot of these events. But what was the last event you attended?
I went to DreamHack.
Okay.
Dallas.
Yeah.
So that was easy.
That was an easy one. That's a gimme. That's a gimme.
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think family first is always priority.
Absolutely.
That we should stick to here within our organization. I think everybody here that works here knows that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like a little family. And so everybody here understands that, had to take care of my family and the baby. So starting to come out of that now. She's almost 9 months old. I think maybe tomorrow she's 9 months.
Jeez.
9 months old.
That's what I was thinking. Because you've been a different guy at the office lately. These past 2 weeks, man, you're like energetic. It's like you got your second wind in life or something.
You noticed that because I felt good coming back in. Like, all right, we're doing this. I'm back, which is kind of the way I feel now. I'm able to kind of come back into the swing of things, and I feel really good. And family's doing great. Baby's healthy and happy, and actually amazing. She's just unbelievable. So. Yeah, I think things are starting to pick back up for me. I'm able to kind of come back out here and do more in the office. I was here pretty much, never really left. It was just, there was always something at home that I had to take care of. And nowadays I'm, kind of have a little bit more time and confidence and getting back into the office and doing things like I used to. So,
do you have any events lined up? Anything coming up that you're going to attend?
I'm going to IEM Chicago on the 20th. So right back into the swing of things, and we're on a panel there. I'm going to have some really amazing people on the panel with me at IEM Chicago, and we're going to discuss a little bit about esports and the business behind it. And from there, I'll be going to a few other events this year. So pretty excited about it.
Right on. For those of you who don't know, IEM Chicago is a big Counter-Strike event that's going down. So we'll have information. You can check out Nifty and the boys.
Yep, our Counter-Strike team qualified.
Yeah.
They had a great
big
performance. Picked up some really big wins on their way to qualifying for IEM Chicago. So this roster that we have in Counter-Strike now is starting to heat up.
What'd you think of that Som play where he disarmed a bomb? There was literally like 4 guys shooting in a cloud of smoke.
I mean, he actually missed his smoke. He actually had a bad smoke that actually helped him do that. It was like a 1v4. Yeah. And he just, I'm going in. And he's just dodging bullets through the smoke, disarming a bomb. If I'm not mistaken.
I think it was.
I can't remember who that was.
It was Complexity.
Complexity, yeah. I mean, those guys really it was a combination of Som having a bad smoke that ended up helping him, And then Complexity just completely
Yeah, that was
just losing their minds to let him be able to do that,
Insane.
So, yeah, it was pretty wild.
That was pretty ridiculous.
those guys have definitely been putting in the time though. You see him in the office right now, like Nifty and the rest of them here. Like Psalm's out playing the whole time every day. He's a loud one. Sam's a loud one in the office, but he's
our
very
office
passionate.
got like 50% louder just by Sam being in here.
Let's
versus
go.
the other
I think he's
30
like-
people.
I
who
think
work
he's
in here.
louder than our whole fuel team when
But
we're here.
he gets you hyped up in mundane, boring meetings. We'll be in there talking about scheduling or planning and something like super boring in textbook. And then we just start, let's effing go. We're like, hell yeah, let's get these emails going. Let's get this email list popping.
Yeah, so they're doing well, man, and they'll be at IEM Chicago, which I was already kind of scheduled to go there and speak, but then they qualified too, so it made it
Way better.
way better. Yeah.
Good deal. You ever been to a Counter-Strike event?
Yes, I actually went to one of our most unlucky ones when we went to MLG. Was it MLG Columbus, or the major there? And that's when our guys just came off of that major win, right? Pretty much.
Kind of, yeah.
But they were in the running to do really well, and they didn't make it out of groups, which was really unfortunate. I really wanted to see them on the big stage, but it's still great to see. Like the CS:GO events are always fun. Like the crowds, the teams are great.
I'm curious to know, how did you guys meet?
Jeez,
Who's going to tell the story?
I don't even remember.
It's been that long? You guys been homies for that long?
it's been almost 7 years.
It was like through the sniping team or something.
I think it was just online, actually. It was like, well, no. I actually met you at COD XP when you cast. I competed in that whole debacle thing. I don't know. That event was crazy.
Yeah.
Where was this?
For me, the COD XP is like, it's basically Call of Duty Championships before it was actual Call of Duty Championships.
Where was it
more
located,
about-
though?
I wouldn't go that far.
It was
like
before that. Yeah, it was like
It was kind of like an open bracket
Community thing,
style
yeah.
community tournament, but it was back in when Modern Warfare 3 released, whatever that was. So
it was even before the game came out, I think, actually, wasn't it?
yeah. So it was like before the game came out that they played. The tournament was played on this game that nobody had played before, and the rule set was just complete garbage.
Oh, it was
So
nuts.
I mean,
Sad times.
people were playing like team deathmatch, and I casted and hosted the event with Fwiz, and honestly, man, it was just I'm just not even going to sugarcoat it. It was like probably
was
one of the most
Left a lot to be
disgusting tournaments
desired.
to watch and cast because the rules and everything were just so bad.
Wasn't that team deathmatch where I'm assuming you cast it, but it was the one where they had to reset the map 3 times because no one got a kill.
Yeah, Ryan and I had to cast a match where it was like a French team versus somebody else. And it was
Obey,
team
I think, wasn't
deathmatch, and they literally did not move. So like both teams would not move. They were just tucked back in one corner of the map and
Just
tucked back in this
turtling.
I mean, it was a $1
corner of the
million
map.
tournament.
Hardcore
It was,
turtle.
And
Oh,
each,
yeah.
each round lasted 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we went through 33 games. So 30 minutes of these teams literally
High quality content.
I
I want to
sitting
go back and
in
watch
one
that, see
corner
what
and
they
sitting in
talked
one
about for 30
corner,
minutes.
and we just had to talk for 30 minutes.
Oh,
and,
man.
And basically, nobody's moving. Oh, one guy decided to check the staircase.
He's
here.
checking left. No, he's not. He's backing out.
He went
He's
back
backing
to
out.
his corner here in
They're
this
gonna play
upper
this
room
really
for
slow.
30 minutes, and finally, his referee came out and he's like, "If both teams don't move this game, we're forfeiting both of you." And I'm like, "How the hell does that even work?" I just looked at the referee
respect that
first of all,
guy.
I just kept my mouth shut, like, dude, this is ridiculous. And finally, like somebody, these teams finally moved in the next game or something. But that whole tournament was just kind of
That's where we met, though.
but that's where we met. Yeah,
We met there, and then through online stuff, start gaming together, kind of thing. And then I met him properly at the first event in MLG Dallas in like 2012, I think it was, Black Ops 2. And then he gave me a jersey. And then the rest is
Did you
history.
jump into like the e-sniping? He shows me all about his like old e-sniping montages where you got Puckett like doing the casting and stuff. It was really interesting to see. And
That was-
I think it was ahead of its time.
I think so
And,
too. I think
like,
it was interesting. I mean, it was.
if it had the resources that we have today, it probably would have popped off a lot bigger.
It could have, because sniping is always exciting, right? I mean, that's how one of the reasons FaZe got so big, right? Through all their sniping teams and all that stuff, right? But yeah, it was kind of ahead of its time, I think, because when we set up all those tournaments and worked with MLG, like Puckett was all for it. They started a game battles ladder, and I just felt like teams and players weren't ready to like jump into it, because it would have been great if we got like the old school like Optic. I mean, we got Envy on there for a bit as well, but it almost got there. It was fun though. It was a fun experience to do that.
Yeah. What'd you think of all that?
I mean,
Big boss said shit up.
I mean, yeah, our organization was always focused on winning tournaments, and back then, like we were winning. We were FaZe didn't even have a competitive Call of Duty team. Optic didn't get one until 2010. Like we had been competing for three years before that, it was just whatever for us because we were playing competitive
Call of Duty at
the highest level.
Yeah.
We were doing pretty well. Yeah.
No. Yeah, of course.
And I mean, it was just, you know, it was something that we just didn't focus too much time on. We got into it eventually and did some stuff and had a sniping team for a little bit. But they were a rowdy group of dudes, and so we ended up not kind of keeping it going. And I don't think really, you know, many of the other teams really made it all work over a long period of time either. I think if you look at like FaZe and Optic now, like sniping used to be 80% or 90% of what they do, and it's almost you know, it's a fraction of that percentage these days. So it was fun though. I mean, it was fun to watch the content and the videos that those guys were creating, and it was fun for us to create some of our own too.
Yeah.
Speaking of winning in COD, I know you watched the Optic Envy game, and in true Aches fashion, took it to him, got that 3-0. And it kind of dawned on me that might be one of the last times you see these two really match up, like Optic versus Envy. Like it's been such a big thing.
Yeah,
and I think it might be one of the last opportunities
possibly be the
before
last,
a lot of things change. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was good to see that. Did you watch that game?
Of course. Always. I always try and make time to watch other games. Like I am in LA with Dallas Fuel and Overwatch, but I'm always watching Call of Duty, always watching CSGO, like just keeping tabs of all the rest of the teams.
I think we need to straight up just send Aches a schedule that says we're playing nothing but Optic, because that dude just shows up and shows out. I don't know what it is. Like, is it just, are they cursed? Or is it just a different mindset going into that?
So if we're talking COD, I think a lot of people underestimate matchups.
Yeah.
You know, like certain matchups are just tougher for you, and certain matchups are just easier for you, you know, and just Aches knows how to get into, I guess, Optic's head, or just knows how to play against them, and you know, that's just a good matchup for him. But you know, when we struggle to beat Reciprocity, you know, you have to you know, it's like, oh, why don't we not match up well against them, right?
Yeah.
So you know, it's just you can slay Optic all day long, but if you don't back it up with the wins before that against the teams that you should be beating, then you know, it's not as exciting.
Yeah, you'd rather be playing Optic in like a grand final of a tournament versus just beating them in like a group stage or something like that. Just, I think that makes a bigger difference for sure.
100%. They have CWL Miami coming up. I'm so sad because I'm going to actually be in Chicago with you, I think, doing some stuff out there.
There's also Fortnite World Cup going on that weekend too. So
Fortnite World Cup's the next weekend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think I may be attending that as well.
Okay, never mind.
And that's going to be in New York, and we do have a couple guys going to that. We got Linane and Buck.
Okay, that's right. It is the next weekend.
Yeah, after that. So it's going to be a lot of good action going on. Happy National Video Game Day, by the way, guys. You guys playing anything today?
We're gonna play some Apex. Play some Apex.
Can I play? Can I play with you? Are you kicking me off the squad?
No, we played. It is a 3v3 team, so you know we
played
put someone in the back
hours and the new ranked system for season 2. A lot of fun. I actually have so much fun playing Apex. Have you got to jump on yet? Have you got to see any of the new content?
Haven't been able to play yet, but we'll probably play some in the office today.
Yes.
So you got the drop, and you know the dinosaurs that are kind of out in the water. They put them on the map now, so you can actually like interact with them. And these things
ride them?
You can't ride them. Like I tried to. The first thing we're landing like drop zone, land on the dinosaur.
Can you ride the dinosaurs and snipe?
You can like slide down, so you can like maybe get a shot off.
You can actually do that. You can slide down them.
You can. Yeah. It like. Slide the right word. It prevents you from landing on them. So it's almost like an Overwatch, like when you're just kind of like
you can surf
down the
surf.
Surf.
But that's only I think when you're flying down at the beginning. I don't think you can get that high.
I don't think you can't like pull your gun out.
They're
big.
Off the initial drop. You can surf the dinosaurs.
But you're like hiding behind their legs and stuff. So they have these giant like cylinder legs. And he asked, like, he was like, "Do they move?" I'm like, "Nah, they don't move. They just sit there." And then sure enough, like 5 minutes later, it's like and picks up this big old leg, and it like shakes the ground. And it has
stalks back. So
a motion effect, so it like affects your aim.
I think they can, but I think it's very.
All right, let's make it our mission today to surf a dinosaur and then get stomped out by.
Or get
just try to get under the foot.
We down them. We down someone and get them stomped by dinosaurs.
We'll have to check this out.
It's a lot of fun. I think they did a lot of improvements with Apex Legends. I think adding the rank system where there's actually someone to play for is a big deal. I think they've got some stuff to work on with the ladder. I know there's been. Some stuff with balancing it, but the game is a lot more fun now for sure.
It is a lot of fun. It would be more fun if he didn't leave me behind all the time. I don't even call it Apex Legends. I call it chasing Tazmo, because dude loots and plays at such a high, fast level that I'm literally just like a town behind him all the time, like picking up his scraps. And he's like, "Oh, 2 guys over here." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not even there." Like,
I know.
I'm just like running, trying to catch
I do
up to
play
this
too
guy.
fast for myself. You need to play Octane. That's the guy that runs fast, because you played Gibraltar, who's this big slow boy, and I'm just like,
Samoan dude.
Yeah, he's really slow.
That dude's cool, but no, just to watch you, because I spend a lot of time dead, obviously, because I suck at battle royales. But like watching
let me
you
help
play,
you with
thank you,
that
sir.
while you talk, yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, watching you play, it's ridiculous. This dude is wickedly talented at shooters, and we're talking about how not good I am at it, and why that might be when it comes to battle royales. And we talked about like I grew up playing Call of Duty, so I knew with this gun it takes this many shots to the head, and I can kill that person. In this, it's like they have armor, but it doesn't show. So you're shooting somebody off, unload a full clip, and if they have yellow armor or whatever it is, it's like a full clip and they didn't drop. And it's like, okay, what do I do now? I can retreat.
Here's a pro tip. You
reload.
can actually tell by the color that your damage number is showing up in. You can actually see what kind of armor they have.
So then it becomes, oh, well, yeah. You can see what kind of armor they have. So I just need to, maybe I just need to spend more time with the game and learn how many shots it actually takes to take somebody down.
You haven't played the game that long, and already you picked up a lot more things. You learned how to, res people now. It's good. And,
so funny, quick funny story. We had a battle. So this dude, what usually happens is he'll kill 3 people. I'll come in and maybe pick one off or down one, and he'll clean everybody up. I might die, I might not. But this one particular time, he went in hard and he went down, and I came in and saved the day. I killed 2 people, and it was like a firefight. There was like 7 dead bodies in the room, and they have like these coffin cases things where like the loot boxes or whatever. And so I'm trying to pick up this dude's like flag or banner so I can res him, but there's like 7 boxes. So I'm just going around clicking, and he literally has like 10 seconds before it's null and void, and I can't even res him. And I'm just running around like clicking, but he's like, "No, over here." And I'm like,
it
"There's
says
7
on
boxes."
there. I'm like, what is on your screen? I didn't see what settings you have, because you were.
We'll get you there.
Yeah. We're going to get you there. I just need some time. So we played a lot of that this weekend. Then they have the new Teamfight Tactics. I don't know if you get into that at all, Stro, but League's version of Auto Chess. Have you played it? Mm-hmm. What do you think?
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a great way to pass time. Mm-hmm. You don't have to use your keyboard. You can just use a mouse to control everything, and it's just a simple game to kind of put in front of you and play for a little bit and pass some time. So I like it.
It's
a strategy.
Do you think it's a thinking man's game, or is it just kind of like auto?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to kind of think things through and strategize and get some RNG. I think the RNG is pretty heavy in that game right now, and they need to tune that a little bit and
very
reduce
much
it.
So.
But yeah, once they figure out how to tune it and make it better, I'm sure it'll be a lot more fun.
And Arrow, the mad scientist, I was playing with that dude a little bit. He's so wickedly smart that he excels at that game as well, like easily. Like I jumped in a couple of games with him, man, and he was just he was like a mad scientist, just cooking it up. Yeah. Speaking of Arrow, let's jump into Overwatch. We had Homestand Atlanta. Did you guys catch any of that? I'm sure you're talking to a lot of people behind the scenes when it comes to that, because you're heavily involved. But the coverage seemed good. It seemed like a great turnout. It was very positive. And there was kind of this thing where I wanted it to do well, obviously, but you kind of like the competitor in me is like, have a great event, but not as good as ours.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I'm biased. I'm going to say ours was better, but it looked like a great turnout, man, and the fans had a lot of fun. So I was glad to see that. Yeah,
seems like they had a good little fun crowd there in Atlanta, and I'm really excited to see other markets and what they do with their home games, because every region has a certain amount of fan support and a certain amount of tradition that they're going to create, and that's all new now. So.
Well, I will say this though: our flames and fire were way better. Like our pyrotechnics were better.
Yeah, I didn't see any fire.
Yeah,
they had a little bit. They had some sparklers.
Yeah,
same logo.
They had sparklers. We had flames.
Yeah, big blue flames.
Nothing against Atlanta.
They didn't have any Firebirds.
You step up your pyro game.
They had a cool intro. Their intro was pretty cool with their Phoenix or whatever that they showed. It was kind of cool. I don't know if that was a new thing, but I
missed that.
That was cool. And they had the Fran coming in. He was like the mascot. He came out, so they had some cool features.
The thing I should have suspected, but I wasn't ready for, was the hate from the jock world on the internet. So you had all these people coming out of the woodworks. Oh, gross! Esports on TV.
I mean, that literally happens every single time.
Yeah. I know, and
every single time. But
I thought we were past this.
We're not going to be past that until probably another 20 years
until they die.
Yeah. I mean, basically, when the older generation who can't accept that gaming is somewhat of a sport on television and deserves to be on television.
Come on, man, throw us a bone. Where's the respect at?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. It really doesn't matter. No. At the end of the day, people watch esports, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. I wanted to jump back to the NYXL game, and we were going to have Arrow on the podcast, but he had a foot injury, so shout out Arrow.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery, my dude.
Get better.
But that was a great, entertaining game, and we stuck it to one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
And we got to see Timo, which was a big deal. So it was cool to see that dude back. But as soon as the game was over, everybody had an opinion. Everybody wants to be a coach and say, oh, was it the right call swapping out Timo? Should we have kept him in? And you guys know better than anyone, NYXL adapted and adjusted, and there's nothing to say that if we had left Timo in the game that it wouldn't have been the same.
Well, a lot of people just actually don't understand that, we don't just go into games and wing it, and go, oh, well, Timu's playing great. Let's just keep him for the next 3 maps. All 5 of those maps are already strategized and planned and coordinated a week in advance. We start practicing for these teams.
Player specific.
So we know going into the match that Timo's playing the first 2 maps and Dylan is coming in for the last 3, and that's a strategy. And you kind of stick to the strategy, or that usually causes confusion. I mean, if you're an NFL team and you have a wide receiver set play, and this is the play, you don't just all of a sudden swap out the wide receivers you're using in that play who haven't practiced it.
Of course,
you just you practice for kind of the match, right? And you strategize how you're going to go out there and play the match, and you stick to it. And if you don't, you might cause a lot of confusion. And Arrow has a tough job to make those decisions when maybe he can call an audible and switch things up. But at the end of the day, I mean, we played the match how we practiced it, and that's what we stick to. And so, we're not in the business of just going in and winging games. We're trying to create a system. Yeah, and we're from top down create a system, even down to our practice hours. So yes, everybody at home with a keyboard can coach our team on the fly after they've seen the match
off of feelings and emotions, because that's what it is. And it's
after you see the match, everything. Of course, everybody. My little sister, or your little sister, your little brother could probably pick it out too, right? Yeah. And say, hey, this would have worked better. Well, sure, but did you know that before the match? And could you create a strategy and a plan to go into this match with?
Right.
And made the right decisions. It's really difficult. But yeah, I was really proud of the team and their performance. It was really close, and wish we could have pulled it off. But back to the drawing board, we keep improving.
Stage 4, baby.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that match specifically was a big thing for us. We experimented a lot. Obviously, bringing in Timo was one thing, but just our new comps and what we wanted to try. And like Mike was saying, we are in the business of actually setting up comps and planning for players to come in and play these specific maps. I mean, we did it all last year in Stage 4. Last year we had Dylan and Timo come in maps by maps, switching up because it was a very big, heavy Widow meta. And, switching that team dynamic is actually very handy, because if you're used to, say, New York Excelsior are really good at picking through, Time was playing this way, we need to adapt here. Oh, they just brought in IEM. It's a whole different dynamic. And it's also keeping in Timo could have been a good thing because he was playing great. I mean, shout out to him and Zach. They both played great on the first 2 maps specifically. But you're putting a player that's uncomfortable too. And the rest of the team, if you throw in Timo there and the team has been used to playing IEM on Gibraltar or whatnot, it's a
detriment
really,
to him.
And the team.
Because then you
could have looked worse.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Could have looked better.
Yeah.
But you can't dwell on that stuff, right? You have to kind of tweak it, and you have to just look forward to being better and learning from it. Yeah. And so we obviously learned a lot from the New York match, and the team played really well. We almost had it. I mean, it was almost a 3-0. So, we just have to kind of go back and fix those things, and you can't stray away from the overall large system that you're trying to create.
I'm also glad that we got to see Zach on some heroes that he doesn't normally get to play.
Oh man, I'm so happy for that dude.
He was great. You're getting to play some Junkrat, some Hanzo, some Pharah. He was doing great.
His Junkrat was ridiculous.
Yeah,
It was ridiculous.
People forget he's a very flexible player, and he will do a lot of damage.
I really like his Hanzo, man. He has some insane Hanzo play.
Yep.
What was I going to ask? Overwatch World Cup, is around the corner.
Yeah.
You excited for that?
Yeah, I always am. I think Overwatch World Cup's always a fun event. I think it's gotten a lot more serious recently. The last couple of events, people have taken it a lot more serious. Like, I think when it first came out, it was more meant to be like a fun, friendly thing. But now, people really want to win that event. Korea doesn't want to lose their throne. China's doing a lot. USA has always got something to prove, and especially in the home crowd and whatnot. But it's a good game to see. That tournament's gonna be fun. We got Arrow back in there again.
We got some representation.
We got some redemption for a lot of redemption arcs for those guys, and I think Arrow's ready to do well again. I think he'll do.
See that matchup with Jane again?
Well, technically it'll be tickety.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Did you see that video they did?
I did. Where they tied him up.
Where they tied up Jane as for like Team Canada thing. That was
good.
masterful.
That's good stuff.
That was great.
We had talked. You had thought about running.
For GM, yeah. It would have been for Team UK because I am from Scotland, so I could not do.
And I totally forgot that when we were discussing it.
Yeah. We can have everybody there.
You kind of become the enemy.
I would be, especially since Team UK knocked out USA last year. So
come on, man.
I mean, they did a great job last year, and I think Team UK will do great. A lot of people wanted me to run for it, but also, I've got a lot on my plate for season 3, for moving to Dallas and whatnot, and on top of it, I think there's some others that have just had more experience with the UK boys, and but yeah, I wish them the best of luck as well. So we'll see.
And that's why you're here, is to kind of home hunt for the guys, right?
Yeah.
Looking at some places. I don't think fans fully grasp that, like, in a few months, you could literally go to Jack in the Box and see Mickie, or go to Target and like be shopping for underwear and run into like Harry Hook.
Oh, you would say Harry.
It was Harry or Uncle.
All right. Fair enough.
One of the two. Speedos,
Okay.
They'll be Dallasites.
They'll be Dallasites. That's so crazy.
Our players will live in Dallas. Yeah,
that's wild.
They're gonna be. This is gonna be home.
I'm excited just from the like business content perspective, because it has been very challenging to put out the high quality content that we do. Shout out to Mike. But having the team here is going to be such a big deal for us. Just being able to capture content on the daily and have them walking around the office.
I mean, the guys want to be here. Every time I'm here, even if it's like super busy season and whatnot, I feel way more relaxed, weirdly enough, because everybody's here. If I have an issue, like if I want to talk to you about content or whatever, I talk to Mike or you, and if business wise, I can talk to Graham or Mike. I can literally just walk over to his office, and it's a lot more. I don't know. I feel a little bit, I was in Korea for a long time, and I went to LA. I was like, I haven't been back, in a long time to actually be home. So I think the players will also appreciate that. Obviously, all the fans everywhere we're going to run into is going to be great. And just living in Dallas, and, a little cheaper here as well, as I'm excited for.
Yeah, we're in the process of, this season, we learned a lot in season 1, right? In the 2018 season, and we had the players in one of those practice rooms at Blizzard Arena, and to be honest, it was not a great place for all the teams to train in, and pretty much every other team in the league, almost every other team in the league, had a similar room in the arena's building. But we decided as an organization that we would spend the money to give them something, much more conducive to a training environment in Los Angeles this year. But when we designed it in a way where we could take the environment of that practice facility that the team has now in Los Angeles, and we can move everything to Dallas. So right now we are working on finalizing our new training facility and office space here in Dallas. We're really close to signing off on it, and we will have a brand new facility here in Dallas to show everybody here pretty soon. So
big news.
Yeah, it's big news, and the team is going to get not only the fuel in Overwatch, but all the NV teams as well are going to get a brand new training facility
Contenders
here in Dallas. Yeah, Contenders will be here. NV Counter-Strike will be here. NV COD going into the CDL will be here. And so, we'll have multiple teams practicing here in Dallas together, and in one big awesome place that I can't wait to show everyone.
So the first thing fans are going to ask
soon.
The first thing fans are going to ask is, you guys do tours?
Yeah, so
we need an off day.
We totally have plans to let people take VIP tours of our training center and office space. We're planning some training camps, and seminars and panels on esports and what we do, and letting fans come and enjoy the space with us as well. But the camps would range from beginner camps on how to understand esports, or beginner camps on how to play a game like Overwatch, all the way up to kind of semi-professional level camps where you get one-on-one time with our players and coaches, and we'll do those a couple times a year.
I need to be in those camps.
I don't think it's help at this point.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I took the Reinhardt pledge. Well, I call it the tank pledge, where this whole season, and it just started, I'm playing nothing but tanks. So you guys know I'm a selfish Bastion main, and so I'll just auto-lock Bastion. No, so I've only played tank heroes, and I have not won a game with anyone not named Diva now. So it is just a different world. It's a different skill set.
But we'll throw you into one of the camps. Yeah. There
we go.
As a student.
I need it.
Yeah, free of charge.
Hey, appreciate that. Appreciate that, man.
So yeah, we're excited about that. That's the new training facility is going to be pretty amazing, man.
I will say, even having the guys here just for the limited time during Homestand, the morale in the office, it was like an electric environment. Like there's so much movement and happiness and business, but like stuff getting done, but like super fun environment. And I hope that them seeing like all the people here, because they don't get to see like the more administrative side of things, all these people working hard for them.
Oh,
like,
it helps a lot.
Yeah, I hope that like inspires them in some way, because it definitely inspires us.
Still inspires me every time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we've been this fragmented organization now for like years because of our team either traveling or our teams participating in other places and having to train in other places, and it's just been hard and difficult to create a culture under one roof. Even though I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that. Now it's like we really get to create our culture and our family kind of atmosphere here in our environment, and really build around a system that we incorporate throughout multiple games. And so I think we've developed a great system with our Overwatch League team. We're going to take what we're doing there and even implement that with the other games that we have where the players are living here. And we're going to build on both of those things, right? Yeah. So we're really excited about it, man. That should be around by November. I think the players will be fully moved here to Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that even the players like bonding with one another, like, seeing like Nifty talking to AKM or whatnot, like it's a cool thing to see, because like, they kind of get to experience the fact that, all these guys are here doing their own thing, working hard in their own different esports. And the administrative side too, is like they're seeing all these guys work hard. They're seeing you work hard, on your social.
And you stick out like a sore thumb. Like if there are people like, or teams that are showing up every single day and practicing and training hard, and you got guys on those teams that are putting in extra hours and showing up and training hard, you stick out if you're not doing those things, right? And it's a lot easier for us to say like, hey, I mean, this is what it takes to be a little bit better, and for us to be a little bit better. And if you're not willing to do that, then, there's the door and you can go sign with another organization. And that's what we're looking forward to, is just accountability and making sure players are being held accountable for what we hired them to do as a professional gamer. So it's going to be a pretty good scenario, I think, for all of us.
It's good. I think we're constantly raising the bar on the administrative side as far as what we expect from our content and those kind of things. And so, expectations will rise for the players as well.
Yep.
We want the most out of our players and our org as a whole. So, So we talked about the training facility. That's going to be huge for our guys here at home. Is there anything else you can give us as far as like a juicy details about anything else that's coming up in the new year? I know we got some big stuff in the works.
Yeah, the office space and the training facility is huge for us. When we commit to that, we're building out an amazing place for all of our teams and players to train. But more importantly, in many ways, we had almost 5,000 fans show up on both days to Homestand weekend. So we know, there's an opportunity for us to hold big matches and have thousands of fans show up and play. So we have to have, an arena. And so one of the things that we've been working on for the past year is working with the different cities around Dallas-Fort Worth, trying to decide where we're going to build our arena. We have big plans to build a custom-built arena here in Dallas. And so we're able to start talking a little bit about that. And so this is the first time that I can start giving some information. So, to get really specific, we've got it down to a few different sites around Dallas-Fort Worth. But all three of them are in different cities. So there are 3 different municipalities here in Dallas-Fort Worth that we're still talking to and furthering kind of the discussion. And we're getting pretty close now to deciding where the Dallas Fuel / Envy Gaming arena, esports arena goes and how many people will seat. And we've been working with some amazing architects to get the design done. And so all I can say right now is that we're getting pretty close to figuring those things out probably here in the next 3 months or so. And once we do that, it'll be great news for the fans here in Dallas because we totally have a plan to build a custom-built esports arena to not only have our teams play in, but also to just celebrate gaming and esports, right? So
it can be a kind of an organic environment where you can go watch a game, but maybe there's like a cyber cafe component.
Yeah,
kind of,
so
where you
what
can just
we're,
come in.
Absolutely. So we're not just designing like an arena. We're actually designing a hub, like a district. So it's not just going to be an arena and that's it. We're designing an arena, restaurants, retail, hotel. We're really kind of going for this
nightclub. Can we get a nightclub in there?
Well, I mean, it just depends on, I guess, how it goes. But I'm not going to start the nightclub. You're welcome.
Me and AKM are on that.
We will build the space that a nightclub could go into.
Yeah.
But I'm going to leave it up to you, Jay Hairston, to sell a nightclub.
We got it. Don't even worry about it.
Entrepreneur.
Me and the French boys are on it because the French boys like to party.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's the idea is that we're creating an arena as kind of the main feature there, where we'll have obviously Dallas Fuel matches, we'll have Dallas Call of Duty League matches, we'll have other things that we plan in that space, and have esports tournaments that we throw, and in addition to that, we'll have if there's a major Counter-Strike major going on in Germany, for example, we'll have a big watch party for it, and so all the people who care about that here in Dallas can come and have an awesome place to watch it.
I can't wait.
So it's the facility for that looks like it's an arena that could seat thousands of people with great amenities that are custom catered to esports fans. Then you'd have retail entertainment around it. Potentially a nightclub around it if you
talk
manage
to the local breweries,
to get somebody going there. Yeah.
Get some local brew in there.
So that whole development is something that we're getting really close to finalizing and figuring out where it will go, and that's the first step. And once we figure out where, we can then go in and figure out the rest of the details. So it's great that I can come out right now and say, hey, we're really close to doing that.
It's gonna be awesome, man. Fans are never gonna go home. This is just gonna be after school, after work. Sure.
Yeah, it's something I've spent a lot of my time on. I don't get to tweet as much anymore. I'm not sitting there tweeting every day or making vlogs every day. I'm having meetings every day and trying to get that side of things secured so I can go back to being, Mike, the guy that will get salty on Twitter after a loss, and Mike, the guy that can get happy and rub it in your face when we win a trophy.
Yes.
And that's just the way I am, man.
I miss him.
That's just me, man.
That's what the fans want.
I get my salty tweets out there, and I get my shove it in your face tweets, and that's just who I am.
No delete button.
We're almost back there. Yeah,
it's good to have you back, man. It's good to see you smiling again.
I just admit it. It's okay. Salty Mike.
I love him.
Is fun Mike.
Your notifications are on for that reason. I have you envying Dallas Fuel just because I know.
Yeah.
Your tweets are
fireworks come sometimes.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So that's one thing that we're pumped about.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to talk more about it.
Any early request from the general manager to the CEO for that specific venue? Anything you need?
Honestly, I mean, a Jack in the Box inside the venue would be nice. For those things in there. I don't know.
Big news.
I don't
You leave it up to the fans, man. Drop a comment on the video on Wednesday.
Put it in the comments.
Tell us what you want to see in your home esports arena here in Dallas.
Let us know.
I'm excited though. The fact that we've came so quickly, so quick. I feel like, from living in Charlotte, a few years back, and now living in Dallas, finally going to be living here with the rest of the guys. It's going to be one move, and then eventually we're going to have our own arena. I can't wait, honestly.
It's coming up fast.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it's going to be here before
I guess it's worth mentioning that, it's obviously going to take some time. So to be even more transparent about it, you're looking at a 2 to 4 year timeline.
Of course.
For that to get all completed and constructed, and it's going to take time. So in the meantime,
that's pretty normal, right? That's normal.
Yeah.
And so in the meantime, what you guys are going to be able to see in the 2020 season, we're going to bounce around between some of the venues around Dallas-Fort Worth. So one of the things that we want to do is make sure that you didn't always have to drive if you lived in South Lake or you live in, Fort Worth, you didn't always have to drive to Allen like we had where we had our homestand weekend. Maybe we would have an event closer to you. So some of the games will be in your neighborhood, and some of them you're going to have to drive through to in the Metroplex. But we want to give everybody an opportunity to have at least one weekend that's pretty close to them in the Metroplex. So
there's no excuse not to come out.
Yeah. So there's more news for the Fuel fans out here in DFW. You're going to be able to see our home games in a few different places around the Metroplex in 2019 in 2020 and most likely 2021 as well.
That's going to be great, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that. It's going to be good stuff. What else we got with Overwatch?
Funny stories. You want to hear some funny stories?
Oh yeah, I'm always down for a funny story.
I haven't been around the team lately in LA, but I mean, I was trying to think of some funny. Since Matt and I are here, we might as well just talk about some funny stuff that happened.
How's Trill fitting in?
Good, real good. Yeah. I mean, that kid is exactly how you guys said he would be. Like funny, goofy, awesome kid. Like he's fun, man. It's good to see another Aussie in the league, man. He's a lot of fun. I bond with him a lot just because.
For those of you who don't know, Trill, we just added Trill. He's our new main tank player on the Dallas field.
Yeah,
and he's from Australia.
Yep. He's great. He's a great time, man.
Australians are my favorite people outside of Americans, right? Like if you had to choose one country you would want to talk to somebody from, what
about Australians?
They're nice. They're funny.
They're just funny people, man. They have they have great sense of humor. They're usually not scumbags.
They work hard. They're really hard.
You can usually trust.
Very friendly.
They're friendly.
Yeah. I've kicked it with Custa several times.
They're just good people. All the Australians I've met who've come to the U.S. have been just good people, and they're not afraid to, say what they're thinking. I think that's always I think that's always just a quality to admire. So I've always enjoyed talking to Australian people.
Yeah, Trill's great. I mean, having Trill and Mickie in the same room is interesting for sure. Like those two, Mickey's just always making fun of Trill, but Trill's biting back on him. It's fun. They're a good environment. Like the Fuel guys in the office itself is, I mean, you have a lot of personalities, and that's something that my job is both fun and difficult sometimes. But man.
That's why I think people love our team, and I think that's why I would never say we've made decisions based on just personality on our team, but we've put a focus on that to make sure that fans enjoy watching our team play because they can cheer for the people playing on our team. I think a lot of the other teams in the league are robotic, and it's just like, great, they win a bunch of games, but they have little personality that they show
interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's just, or they don't even speak English for the North American fans. And so for us, how can we, put a team full of players that don't even speak your language in a city like Dallas and have the fans care? And so, we wanted to make sure that even though our players who didn't speak English coming to the team had tutoring to learn English and be able to communicate with our fans, because the last thing we want to do is have a team of guys who go out and win everything, but you can't even connect with. Yeah. And so our approach is, let's have a team that's really interesting and fun that you can connect with, who may also win, right? And when they win, it's going to feel really good.
Yeah,
because we're connected with our fans. And so Trill is somebody that we put on the team that's not only an amazing player, he showed that in Contenders, but he's warming up in the Overwatch League, and we're getting him there. You can't expect him to be amazing right off the bat, but he's played well. So Trill's one of those people. He's Australian, and we love that. So
yeah, I mean OG specifically, right? I mean when he came in, he was like this shy Korean kid, straight off the plane, and didn't know much English at all. And most of his English at the start came from Twitch chat. So all I was hearing was PogChap and Poggers and all that stuff.
The universal language.
He was talking in memes basically, and I took him out to. We had to go up to Vancouver for his visa stuff, and he was learning, like, he had to learn, like, this hotel name. It was, like, Hyatt Regency. And it was the hardest word for him to say. And it was just never gotten it. So that's our little joke there, and go back and forth. But now it's like seeing him grow, like, it's like from the get-go I've known him. And, like, seeing him in Dallas at Homestand, getting his name chanted was big for me, man. Like, it was, like, I was so proud of it. And he's from Korea. He's this guy that was kind of, a lot of he had a lot of hate in from Korea because from his past, and I think he's taken this move to America with strides. He's he's out there right now. He's traveling in San Francisco, just checking out the sites and stuff on his vacation. He's just changed so much, man.
I actually get upset when the interviewers, in the league interview him in Korean because he speaks pretty good English, and it's actually really amazing to hear him, talk English and they're speaking English and it's good enough, I think, for him to complete interviews on stage, and I hope he does more of that. I'm actually going to nudge Matt to make sure that they do.
I do push him on that, and I'll talk to Overwatch League about it
because OGs should be confident in his English. Like he streams all the time. He's got he connects with his chat. And he talks to his viewers, and
he's witty. He's funny.
Yeah, he's actually very smart for his age specifically. Like he's learned a lot. He wanted to be like a movie director back in the day. He's very artistic and creative, but he's not the funniest on the team. The funniest on the team may surprise you. Who do you think it is?
Zach.
Who the funniest is?
Zach, hands down.
You think Zach?
Yeah.
It's hard for you guys to know this, but
I don't know.
Based on internet presence and their Twitter alone, I vote Zach.
Zach's pretty funny.
I don't know.
He's like kind of like a hidden gem.
Harry is always goofy, but I don't know if he's maybe the wittiest.
The funniest is actually Closer.
Oh,
honestly, Closer is very quiet, but when you get to know him, he is very funny. And like his English is getting to the point where he can kind of joke around more, and he just does these random dance moves, and I'm like, what is happening? Like he went from like kind of quiet because he was just brand new to the team, and then once he got comfortable, it was just all of a sudden it was like this, and he's like all over the place. It's hard to explain exactly why, but you just need to be around him. He's great. I wish he streamed more. I know he plays almost all the time. Yeah, he plays the game so much, man. He works really hard, and sometimes he takes it kind of hard on himself when he loses. But I think he's understood that now, like we're a family, and we lose as a team, we win as a team, and he's awesome though. He's great fun.
Stro, who got your vote most funny?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard all the stories of Closer, or like Matt just loves Closer.
He's great.
He'll always send me these messages, or he'll tell me like, "Oh, you should have heard Closer say this." It made me laugh. I don't know.
They're all pretty funny though.
Harry's just always got a smile on his face and is always just in a good mood. Mm-hmm. And so Harry's infectious. I've been with him for almost 4 years.
His laugh,
very positive, and
when he laughs, you laugh back. It's just infectious laugh for sure.
Yeah, Harry's just always fun to see, man. So I always like being around Harry, but that goes for every player on the team. I've always just enjoyed who our team is, and we're like a small family, and I miss those guys dearly, man. I wish November was already here because I can't wait for us to be together. And I think the camera, like Kang, Kang works on our content team.
Shout out cameraman.
He's
Kang.
just going to have to keep the camera on all the time because I know that every day it's going to be something different.
Yeah.
With the fuel being here in Dallas, it's going to be hilarious. And so I think the fans will be able to get a good look at who we are, an even better look.
I think players in general enjoy our team as well, like from outside of our team. Like I think people want to play for us as well, not only because we have a great organization behind us and stuff, but we created that culture along with our staff.
Yeah, like in the Envy Overwatch days when we were all living in Charlotte, and I was living in the same apartment complex as the players, and Matt, we were all living in one apartment complex, and we had our offices like a few hundred yards away. And so I would just leave my apartment door open, because we all lived on the same floor. And, it was like a newer apartment complex. So it was kind of like a hotel, like
our floor.
It was like a hotel, a really nice hotel, but everybody was on the same floor. Everybody had an apartment. And so I would just leave my door open, and I would be sitting in, basically in my underwear, like a pair of shorts or something in my apartment, like watching TV or something. And somebody like, Dennis, Internet Hulk, he did it all the time. He was the one who took way more advantage than he should have all the time. I could just always expect Dennis to like just walk in the door and Stro, just like yell and then we'd sit down and talk, or multiple players they'd go shopping or something, and then bust down my door on their way to their apartment and walk in and give me a piece of cake that they bought, or, just like sit down and talk to me for a second, check in with me. And that kind of got destroyed when we had to move the team to LA and we had to move to Dallas. So I'm looking forward to putting that back together, because that was special.
I actually heard, I'm pretty sure Coco was actually visiting LA right now with Harry. He went to come visit Harry and the guys. So I haven't actually seen him, but I believe that's
we
the
really
case.
were a family. Like we would go out to dinner together. We would go, we would have big dinners where we would all go out to dinner together and make sure everybody knew that we were going. People would cook together. People would plan things to do together, and I miss that. So that was NV Overwatch, and that's what made NV Overwatch special. And I feel like we have lots of things that make the Dallas feel special, but I'm looking forward to getting that back, that feeling back, because that will really make us special again.
Yeah, I mean, traveling in general, I kind of miss it as well. Like, I want to be able to travel again with the guys and be on the road with them, because they're a lot of fun to hang out with and experience these different cities and stuff like that. Like, you know, if we go to London somehow, you know, we play in London, it'd be great to see some of these guys like OG or Mickie, like in a fish and chip shop or something.
That's always one of the most fun parts of being involved in esports, is that you really do get to see the world and certain games that you compete in. And that's something that's so unique, man. Like, if anybody out there is listening and they want to travel and haven't really done it yet, I would say you get a completely new perspective on the entire world when you are able to go to multiple different countries and see what it's like, because it's different. It's definitely different.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of understand the world, I think, a little bit better when you travel to other countries and see different cultures.
Even different states, at least, because some people don't even move out of their own state, and that baffles me, to be honest, because it's like you have to try and experience these different cultures and stuff like that, because they're so different. Like, being in Korea for as long as I did, I understand now like so much about the culture, with like how they react to certain things, and like the food and everything is so different. But it's great. I can't wait to do that more. I
can't imagine spending hours and hours on a plane with the fuel. I did the
earbuds,
the Vegas road trip, and with sitting next to Mickie for 3 hours. I wanted to.
He's that sweet innocent guy, right? Mickey's the nicest.
Mickey is an instigator. People don't know this, but Mickey's an instigator. You gotta watch out for Mickie.
Mickey doesn't have a filter.
No, he does not.
He really doesn't have a filter. Mickey doesn't have. There's nothing. If Mickey's thinking something and he wants to say it, he's gonna say it. Like, he's just gonna say it. And you know, Mickie came up to me one time. I weigh like 215 pounds now, but I think I was getting up there. I was like probably about 225, closer to 230. At one point, Mickie just came up to me when I saw him for the first time when I went to visit LA. He goes, "Boss, you're getting fat."
Yeah, he said that to me now.
Straight up.
Yeah,
it's just like,
he said that to me. It's like,
you know, you're not wrong, Mickie. You know, you're not wrong. I am definitely getting fat. Nice to see you too. First thing he says to me. Yeah, but I love him. You know, it's like you can't beat it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So he
just smiles at you.
What I was eating.
He smiles at you, and then you're like, "Oh, I can't hate you for saying that."
I can't stay mad at you.
Yeah, but that's Mickey's there's no filter, so we get to have that here soon.
That's awesome. Well, it's gonna be awesome having you guys here officially.
Yeah, honestly, it's one to just practice in an environment with everybody else, but like just bonding with a lot of them, like Harry is very good friends with CJ, one of our video editors here. It's like they really like coming here and like meeting with the staff, and they bond so well. It's because everybody's here as one big family, and it'll feel good when we do that.
Good stuff.
What else you got, Jay?
We're over an hour, man. We can wrap this thing up if you're going to put a bow tie on it. You guys have anything else you wanna shout out to our fans about?
I don't know.
Tell. I'm not even
going to say that.
If you start vlogging, I'll start streaming.
That sounds like a deal.
I think we're going to do a lot of that stuff out of the new office. Yeah. Like we're gonna put out a lot more content out of our new office space when it goes up. So I'll be on camera a little bit more and back like I used to be, and talking about our issues a lot more, and just spending a lot more time with our players when they get here.
It's hard. You'll see me a lot. It's hard because a lot of people, not a lot. I'm not acting like I'm some big head honcho in streaming, but like a fair few amount of people actually really ask like, when are you going to start streaming again? Because I did do that for a long time. And one of the funnier stories is when I was I think I was playing Destiny at the time, and this guy hops in my Discord call. Do you remember this? And I'm playing on a raid. I'm playing a big difficult raid boss or something. And this guy comes into my Discord call and it's like, "Hey, you're off to Korea. See you in 3 months." And I had no idea. And this is back in Apex days. And he literally just came in during the stream, just like, "Hey, bye bye, good luck." And I was like, "Wait, what? Are you serious?" And then I thought he was just joking. And then I come out, "No, you're actually going to Korea." And my face was just like, I was excited, but I was also like, I've never been there.
I do remember that.
Yeah. But those things don't happen when you don't stream. And like streaming's fun, but it's sometimes hard because, say you have a rough patch and you've got a lot to focus on. I mean, this guy's working always. And it's hard enough to, sometimes, have time to chat with him because he's so busy with meetings and stuff. And it's like we want to reach out more because I think we have to be honest with ourselves and have some fun with it, as well as like, you know, interacting with our fans. And
that's part of what we're going to do in the new office space and the new training facilities. We'll have places where we can create a lot of content, and the camera essentially is just going to be always on now.
Some Big Brother stuff.
We got to get up there. So we'll be up there in the next couple months. We'll be up in the new office and training facility, and yeah, I'll be doing more vlogs and streams, and Kang will have the camera on all the time. Corey will have the camera on all the time. Ashley with the fuel will have the camera on all the time. So we'll have cameras in our face all the time, and we want to give the fans just the opportunity to connect with us on a daily basis.
I've just seen my walk with one of those, like, what do you call them? The little stands?
Dude, the
selfie sticks? Yeah.
Or the helmet GoPro. We're getting him the helmet GoPro, and he's just going to strap that on each morning and just walk around the office.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it's just like,
Matt,
it's just inevitable that it's going to happen that way. At some point, I'm going to have a selfie stick or something in my hand, but I'm really going to rely on Kang. Kang's going to have to.
Kang's the guy.
Personal.
Keep the camera on.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Taz, any last words?
No, yeah. That was all I got.
Let me remind them of these dates coming up. We got IEM Chicago. That's going to be with CSGO, Nifty and the boys competing July 19th through the 21st. The very next weekend, that's the Fortnite World Cup, New York. We have Lanaine and Buck that are competing in that. So definitely check that out and support them. Evo is coming August 2nd. We get to go to Evo, baby, because of Wizrobe. Tremendous pickup. Awesome. Hats off to you for making that happen, because
that was a big one.
Very excited.
Yeah,
very
Wiz
excited
is awesome,
to see what
man.
that dude can do.
That kid is awesome.
Seems like a super nice kid.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to talk
Shout out
to
to Wizrobe if you don't know who he is. He's our new Smash player.
Go check him out.
On NV. Yeah.
We have merch, new merch. Our summer line actually is hitting the store this week. So you can go to nb.gg/shop and check out the summer merch line. It's going to be a limited time thing. So don't hit me up in the DMs and say, hey, is that stuff coming back? We don't know. It's going in the vault. Get it now so you don't have to worry about it. And we have the new official jersey that just came out as well. So definitely check that out. Join the NV Discord. That's going to be discord.gg/NV. You could talk on the Queue Up channel, request future guests, ask questions for our current guests, those kind of things, all that good stuff. But until next time, this has been Queue Up.